Chase Briscoe discusses the culture at Stewart-Haas Racing. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has a new contract but won't answer the sponsorship question. And hear why both Bubba Wallace and Christopher Bell are still confident despite a few tough weeks in a row. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric. Welcome to Out of the Groove, coming to you from the Kansas Speedway infield garage area. If you listen closely, you can probably hear the final laps of Cup Series qualifying underway. It's been a busy day here at Kansas, but before tomorrow's NASCAR Cup Series race goes green, I wanted to share with you some quotes I got from the stars of the sport. First, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was the headline this week. He signed a multi-year extension with JTG Doherty Racing. This comes amidst reports that team co-owners Jody and Tad Geschecter may be on the way out, and amidst reports that Kroger, the team's primary sponsor, could be going with them. Bob Pockrass asked Stenhouse directly about those rumors, those reports, and this is what Stenhouse said.
Yeah, I can't comment on exactly what's going on with sponsorship stuff, but the race team is working very hard on that. I think my main focus right now, and honestly our whole team's focus right now is continuing to run well. Who knows exactly what will be on our cars next year, but we got a great group of people working on that, and for us at the race team and the race shop, all the crew guys are pumped up and committed.
So Stenhouse not willing to talk about sponsorship, but sounds hopeful that things will work out. He did say that he's happy to have this deal signed, so now he can focus forward. The team can focus forward on this year and beyond.
I mean, anytime you can get it done earlier than later is nice. We got a lot of really good things happening at the shop. I feel like we're building momentum. We had a solid year last year, and this year points-wise we're not where we want to be, but I felt like over the last month we've been running pretty well. So really like where we're at. We got a solid plan moving forward, and I feel really good about where we are as a race team. So yeah, and it's nice to get that done and still focus on continuing to get better and build for the future.
As we discussed earlier this week, Stenhouse has struggled to begin the year. They're 27th in points, tracking well below their results from last season. However, there is room for optimism. Stenhouse scored a top 10 at Talladega 2 weeks ago and had a top 10 run going at Dover before a late race incident. Based on where they're at in points, if they're going to try and make the playoffs for a second consecutive season, it will likely require a win. But hey, anything's possible with this team. Ricky Stenhouse sounds confident that JTG Doherty will continue well on into the future. But who will replace Kroger if, and it sounds like when, they leave the team? Next, I want to pivot over to Stewart-Haas Racing. I talked to Chase Briscoe earlier today, who currently sits 12th in the NASCAR Cup Series points. This comes after he missed the playoffs last year. Clearly some improvement. I saw Noah Gragson, his teammate today, was top 5 in practice. Ryan Preece would be top 20 in points if not for that roof rail penalty earlier this season. Stewart-Haas overall seems to be a little better this season. Again, they're also dealing with uncertainty. There have been reports that they may not stay with Ford after this year. There have been reports that they're open to selling up to 2 of their 4 charters. Despite these concerns, and despite Ford as a whole being kind of down to start the year, Stewart-Haas has run okay. And Chase Briscoe told me today that he feels the atmosphere, the vibe at the shop is maybe the best he's ever seen it.
Yeah, I feel like it's been the best it's ever been, truthfully, since I've been at SHR. I can't speak to when they won, all those races the one year because I was on the Xfinity side, but as far as the Cup side goes, this is by far the most the teams have ever gotten along. The drivers, all work together really, really well. Just the camaraderie in the building, and it's just been way different. And I think a lot of that is just all of us are relatively young and inexperienced, and we're all at the shop a lot more than probably what it was when there was, a lot of other guys there. Just we're at different points of our career where we're all kind of hungry and not as busy as what a Harvick or somebody like that would be. So it makes it a little easier for us to all be at the race shop. But yeah, I just feel like we work really well together. In the past, I feel like our company's just probably been 4 independent teams a lot of the time, and it worked for a really long time like that. But now with the next gen era, you have to work together, and that's where I feel like our company's done a way better job this year, just working all of our cars together. And I feel like as a group, we've ran closer together on speed than what we probably have in years past. And I know from a driver standpoint, from a teammate side of things, this is the best I've ever had.
I find that one comment there towards the end kind of interesting, how he says Stewart-Haas used to almost operate as though they were 4 independent teams. Now in the era of next gen data, they're sharing a lot more information, they're collaborating, they're working a lot more closely, and he feels that's benefited the team this year. That was an interesting kind of tidbit. I also found his comment about all the drivers being of similar age, similar experience, very interesting. I was a little concerned coming into this year how these different drivers would work together. They all kind of come from different backgrounds. You've got a modified racer like Ryan Preece, late model guy like Josh Berry, dirt guy like Chase Briscoe, West Coast Las Vegas Noah Gragson. All racers at heart. I guess that's the shared common interest that brings them all together. But coming from so many different corners of the country, different specific racing backgrounds, I wasn't sure how they would work together. Clearly, they're working together beautifully so far, and we're seeing some, maybe albeit slightly improved performance on the racetrack, which has been fun. Now, real quick, I want to touch on 3 different Toyota drivers. It's been a rough couple of weeks for Bubba Wallace, involved in crashes both at Talladega and last weekend at Dover. But he's thrilled to be in Kansas, here at the Kansas Speedway as the sun comes out. Hallelujah. The sun will likely shine brightly on Bubba Wallace this weekend. This is one of his best racetracks. He's finished 10th, 4th, and 1st here in the next-gen era. I asked him specifically today if those past successes give him extra confidence this weekend.
After getting kicked in the last 2 weeks, the only thing you can do is look forward to a place where you've had a lot of success and have been fast. So, it's been a frustrating last couple of weeks, just knowing that we've had the speed and just haven't been able to close out the deal. But it's Kansas, it's a new week. I was doing some interviews earlier this week. I came home Sunday night from Dover, and then I woke up Monday morning and there was a candle warmer. I'm not a candle warmer person, my wife is. And I was like, nice, a new candle warmer. And she's like, yes, do you see what it says on it though? It says it's a new day. So I'm like, she's like, I got that for you. I'm like, oh, thanks. That's 10 candle warmers we have in the house now, but that's okay, thank you. So it's good. We're excited to get to Kansas and turn the ship around.
Good vibes there. Another Toyota driver who struggled the last few weeks is Christopher Bell. Incidents, bad execution, bad luck. When I talked to him today, he acknowledged that, it's been a rough few weeks, but he still had a smile on his face. You hear why.
It's been a bad 4 weeks, buddy. It's been a really bad 4 weeks. So the cool thing is that our cars are so fast that I know that every time we go to the racetrack, whether it's Kansas or Darlington or Dover last week, I'm going to be in a position to have a good finish out of it. And whenever the things go right, we will get a good finish out of it. So that's been the positives out of the weekends, and that's or the positives going into the weekends, I should say. And we're just trying to not carry anything over from the bad weeks.
And lastly, one driver I'm keeping a close eye on this weekend is Ty Gibbs. The sophomore driver is coming off a top 10 run at Dover. And I was going to say, I think, 5th. Looks like he just put up the 5th fastest time with maybe one more car to go. So a good qualifying effort for Gibbs. He's still looking for that first career win. As I've said all year long, I feel like he could strike at any moment. I asked him today if he's learned anything from some of his veteran teammates like Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr. the past couple of years, and Gibbs, in typical Ty Gibbs fashion, gave a short and sweet answer.
For me, I think it's just experience in the car and experience at the top level, right? I think that's the biggest thing I've learned in my career, right? To this date, I really don't think I could. I feel like I'd be selfish just to name one thing. I've learned so much, and I've been appreciative of it all.
Awesome. Is it like, would you say it's more like actual racecraft, or just like how to handle the spotlight of the
everything,
cup?
every single thing, yeah.
Playing his cards close to his vest as per usual. He's got some good teammates to lean on this weekend in particular. Denny Hamlin, I believe, has won here 4 times, and Toyota has won the last 4 Kansas Speedway races, and I think 7 of the last 9 Cup races here. So Toyota, certainly the favorite. As we've discussed this week, Kyle Larson, some of his Hendrick teammates, will undoubtedly be extremely quick. Tyler Reddick looked good in practice and has been fast at the other 2 mile-and-a-halfs. Going to be an exciting race tomorrow. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Just wanted to share some of the most recent quotes, interesting topics that I've heard in the garage area today. Thanks for tuning in, though. I will see you later this weekend, post Kansas, share my thoughts, give a race recap, analysis, all that good stuff. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you again real soon.